Sayonakidori. Sayonakidori. Cool. Let's go. Wow, it actually sounds like J-pop. Sounds like the beginning of an anime. Oh, so cool, man. I love lead guitar riffs. Have I said that before? Like, I think that they're seriously missing in most rock and metal nowadays. And there are some bands that used to do it really, really well. I'm going to throw In Flames at the top of the list. Their early music, not early, but like kind of mid, like early to mid part of their career. Clayman, Colony, Horacle, that era. It was all about the leads, man. The lead guitar riffs. They were adding the melody to the song, and Konami just gets that, man. She throws in these lead guitar riffs, and it's like a fucking guitarist's wet dream, man. So good at it. Love that. Love the intro. Love the different sound of the beginning of the song so far. We know that they're capable of doing a lot. It's really nice to hear them like go a little bit more towards the poppy road for the beginning of this one, just because some of the other songs have been so heavy and so fast. Again, the weird tempo. I love it. This kind of reminds me of Face Legend. Wow. Alright, so I think there are going to be a lot of BAND-MAID fans that are not going to like this song that much. I am not going to fall into that camp. I really like this song, and I think one of the reasons I like it so much is because it's really stripped back, man. It's a really stripped back. It sounds like an anime song. Like, I wasn't bullshitting you. I know Different was made for like a video game like soundtrack or something like this. Sayonakidori, it sounds like it could literally be, well, more the outro than the intro, you know, like of an anime piece. But it really does have that feeling to it. It's not going overboard with trying to fill in all the holes. It's more along the lines of the Manners, or the, what's the other one? Afterlife. Falls more into that camp. But it's even poppier, even more stripped back. You know, it's just got a really nice sense. I'm sorry, hold on. So yeah, as I was saying, this feels a lot more like it feels more like a J-pop song, honestly, like a J-pop / J-rock song. But like all the elements of like progressive or metal are really not being found here, and even the classic rock and roll sound that they like to incorporate into a lot of their songs isn't really being found here. Also, it very much feels like a Japanese rock song. Or Japanese rock / Japanese pop song. Alright, let's take it back a little bit, see how they're going. But, and before I go on, I will say, like, here's the thing about it, and why this version of how they're doing it is better than how most people would do it. If somebody else wrote this song, I don't think you would hear Konami playing this lead guitar riff in the background the whole time throughout this chorus. I think it would mostly be, you know, ringing out chords, maybe something along the lines of, you know, a lead guitar riff that's mostly like one note going into the next note. But you hear Konami in the background. You know, she knows what it needs to be there. And it's a cool riff, too. I like this riff. It's not like the most technically... It's not like the most technically difficult song to riff to play, but it sounds really good, and in her own Konami fashion, she's throwing the tempo off a little bit at the end, just to kind of give it that BAND-MAID flair. Alright, so we've got the faded background instruments right now, and we got the megaphone vocals. This is new. Is this Miku? Oh, we got real metal. I love it, man. Wow. You get as metal as you possibly can before you get as poppy as you're gonna get. Yeah, listen, just to be clear, Konami is shredding throughout this entire chorus again. She's back to the chorus shredding. And I think that she knows, like, you know, this song is our poppiest song that we're going to put on this album. Most likely at this point, I'm assuming it will be. And there's the least amount of, like, technical proficiency throughout the course of it. So she's throwing it all in the chorus to make the chorus sound nastier. Good call. Like... It's cool, man. It's cool. It's really cool. This is the most toned down I've heard Akane too. Little Misa there. You know, one of the things that's making this... Even this, though. Hold on. Okay, so I have a lot to say about this. I haven't heard Dragon Cries. I know a lot of people don't like it. I see some defenders in the comment sections about it too. But I know I have an understanding as to why a lot of people don't like it. And I have a feeling it's the same reason as why I don't think a lot of people are going to like this song. Once again, I'm going to say I thoroughly enjoy this song. I like it more than some of the heavier songs on the album. But it definitely, and you can see with that bridge right there, which I don't think I have to play it back for you to understand, they're not doing anything. They're not, it's a regular drum beat. We've got the guitars playing chords, and it's a riff, it's a melodic riff, but they're not doing anything impressive or over the top and all that crazy chaotic stuff that they do. It's the opposite for this song. It's very, very formulaic. I don't want to say formulaic. It's very it's intentionally simplistic for the sake of making you more into the melody rather than focusing on the instrumentals of it. And that's okay with me because of how awesome the rest of the instrumentals on the album are, and because she's got the cool lead riff in the beginning also. That being said, the way that they're getting into this final chorus is one of the coolest ways that I've heard them get into a chorus before also. You know, they're doing sort of something that's used a lot in metal and rock, which is going into that final chorus. Instead of going straight into the drum beat, you'll hear a collection of different drum rolls. So it'll start out, you'll hear a guitar ring out, right? Dun, the cymbals will smash, and then you'll hear ba-brrrr. Onto the next part, another ba cymbal smash, another ba-ba-doo, ba-doo, ba-doo. You know, something to build up over the course of usually 4 lines until we return into the full-on everything together for the second half of the chorus. Now, it didn't sound like they ever did that. the second part of that, it sounded like they built it up, but then Akane kept almost building it up even more and more, except with less breaks in between the actual beats that she was hitting. But it didn't feel like it ever went into that basic drum beat that they had on the first couple choruses. This part was creatively probably the most unique and interesting part of the song, which is very interesting because it came from probably the least unique part of the song, which was the bridge. So I haven't finished. I'm going to listen to the last minute of the song or whatever, but I can say right now that I think that this song, sitting here specifically at song 7 out of 12, right halfway through, is the perfect reprieve from all the chaos and the speed that we were hearing leading up to it. I really like it sitting here. I really like it as a palate cleanser. That being said, it's not at all going to be, one of the songs that I'm going to say is like a technical masterpiece or something that just blew me out of the water. I love that it exists. It's probably one of the songs that I'll end up singing along to or grooving out to when I'm just throwing on BAND-MAID in the background, playing a video game or something like that, driving my car. This might be the song where I'm just like, I love this song, because I'm not sitting here focusing on it and analyzing it or breaking it down. But from the standpoint of a musician and a writer, more specifically, it's the least impressive. But from just a listener, I think I really love it. See there, she's still doing drum rolls. Now we're back into a drum beat, but it's not the same drum beat as before. Now we're back into the same drum beat as before. Is this Miku singing again? It doesn't really sound like Psyche here. Okay, I mean, yeah, Konami lost her mind at the end here. It was like she was saving all of her guitar power to just, like, unleash it at the very end here. This is Miku singing, isn't it? I could be wrong. Psyche's voice usually has a little bit more bass to it, a little more depth, and this sounds a little bit brighter and more high-pitched. It sounds like Miku to me. Tell me if I'm wrong. But anyway, while she's doing, whoever it is, Miku or Psyche, are doing this final vocal part, that just... This is where the guitar solo is really good. Wow. And I'm getting exactly what I asked for structurally. Wow, really cool, really interesting, really unique ending there. Playing that guitar solo through the end of the song, through the final chorus, instead of having the guitar solo sit on his own. It's just a really, really nice place to put it, especially considering this song sounded so different than the rest of the songs on the album. The structure of it was also different. Everything about this song was different than everything else that I've heard on this album, except for the fact that I could tell it was BAND-MAID. That's the only thing that and only because when they did decide to show off certain parts of that song, other bands aren't really doing that like that. You know what I mean? So it's them from that. But the song itself very much sounded like a reprieve, something different.